was young more about and Brachel so aha age politics already. Podcasters are trying to make headlines. And a gemre not EDB exum or Nidim Young Roxim say and ED Kaya. Stress with you subscribe to the channel. His notification bell so share now for front so answer into me in Kabi Nidim. Young political habits in a jadam at Enyasam Kotua. England said, Chama Wontumi itimi kopie mu e wo court na nsɛm ahodoɔ itimi ebo ewura mu no ne lawyer agyemre ede bi egu hɔ sanso na me na ɔkasa nso nimdifo a ɔmo ka bi ɛwɔ mu nso agyemre nso de what transpired e wo court hɔ proceedings no so eto edwa agyemre na ede bi exum wɔ ye mu nwan sim ne mu de hwɛ nsɛm ahodoɔ a itimi pie mu wɔ court abra Chama Wontumi ne lawyers ekopie mu kyɛn so am sɛ hasi AGH politics avenue ede kan ya. Subscribe to the channel, share now for front so answer into me and can be. And whatever you comment constructively under the comment section.
Oforiata. Oh, everybody. Yeah, good afternoon. Be careful. Yes, good afternoon. As usual, we have to thank you for your unflinching support to Chairman and to the legal team. We appreciate that. Today has been the end of the prosecution's case. We finished cross-examining the fourth prosecution witness, and prosecution has closed its case. We have indicated to the court that we intend to file a submission of no case, which means that we believe that prosecution has not been able to establish any prima facie case of criminality against either of our clients, A1 and A3. And therefore, we give an indication to the court that we want to file a submission of no case. So we will so do. Nevertheless, we prayed for 1 month's adjournment so as to be able to prepare for our motion to come before the judge. We also want to be on record that this is one of the fastest prosecutions ever in our jurisprudence. Indeed, if it's not the fastest, it is one of the fastest. And therefore, praying for leave of 1 month, I'm not sure will delay anything. Nevertheless, the judge did not oblige us and said that she gives us 2 weeks, 14 days to come for our submissions. We will do our best, but the technical nature of this case requires that we need adequate time to prepare. And indeed, the law allows us that latitude, that we need adequate time to prepare for, to file our cases and submissions. And therefore, we will do our best within the 14 days. If at 14 days we are not ready, we'll come and inform the court and we'll refer the appropriate laws for the court to also extend the time to file our submissions. So now we are working within 14 days. We hope that we'll be able to do as much within 14 days. If that is not possible, there is always the opportunity to come back to seek leave to file out of the 14 days. So these are opportunities available to us. We pray that come the 14 days, we will have filed the submissions, and we are very hopeful that good job, well done as at now. Thank you.
Yɛda mo nyinaa ase sɛ yɛne mo awia yi ahyia na yɛma mo ahu deɛ si court ɛyɛ ɛndɛ sɛdeɛ lawyer di kan akyerɛ mu no prosecution ɔmo last witness ɛndɛ ɔbɛgyina adaka mu ɛma yɛbisabisa no nsɛm enti yɛbisabisa no nsɛm awie yɛwie no prosecution de ato court n'anim sɛ ɔmo awie ɔmo case enti mmara kwan so yɛde adesrɛdeɛ to court n'anim sɛ yɛbɛpɛ sɛ yɛde nhyehyɛeɛ bɛdɔm court a ɛkyerɛ sɛ prosecution sɛnea mmara hyɛ no sɛ ɔno ɛna ɛwɔ asodie sɛ wode obi ba court a wokɔfa adanseɛ a ɛmu yɛ werɛm ɛde ba court ɛmu yɛ den ɛbɛkyerɛ sɛ nea wode no aba court no nsɛm no a woka faa no so anaa nsɛm a wode ato no so no adanseɛ no ɛnie no yɛnyɛ susu sɛ mmara kwan so ɔmo antumi anduru saa mpɛmpɛsoɔ no ɛno nti yɛde adesrɛdeɛ ɛde ato court n'anim sɛ yɛbɛyɛ nkrataa ɛde abɛdɔm court no ɛkyerɛ sɛ submission of no case to answer to the accused person no ɛho nhia mpo sɛ court bɛfrɛ no sɛ ɔmbɛgyina adaka mu sɛ ɔbɛbɔ ne nkuro anaasɛ ɔkɔfa adansefoɔ bi aba nti saa adesrɛdeɛ na yɛde ato court n'anim court ayɛ sɛ na nka yɛpɛ bosome court no ayɛ sɛ wama yɛ na wɔtwe mmienu nti yɛbɛkɔ na yɛyɛ saa nhyehyɛeɛ no sɛ yɛtumi wie a yɛbɛba yɛntumi anwie a yɛbɛba de adesrɛdeɛ abɛto court n'anim sɛ ɔma yɛn bere na yɛntumi nwie na yɛmfa saa asɛm no ɛmmɛto court anim na court mfa ne mu a ɛmbra na yɛhu sɛdeɛ ne poma si berɛ no ɛbɛwie nti na ɛsi court ɛnɛ no ɛda mo ase
ano di nsɛm no nyinaa no ɛyɛ aban nwoma nti yɛ public document nti mo biara mopɛ sɛ moanya kwanya mma court hɔ a mopɛ sɛ motie nsɛm a ɛkaeɛ no ne nyinaa wɔ nkrataa so yɛfrɛ no record of proceedings nti moyɛ application for record of proceedings no a mo nsa mobɛka na mohu obiara no mu asɛm na mo a nso so moafa mo adwene nim sɛ ɛba ne saa public ne nyinaa bɛte deɛ kɔɔ soɔ no ase na neɛ obiara kaeɛ na public no ankasa nya informed mind say asɛm no a yɛdiiɛ no yɛyɛ very sure of justice nti justice nso deɛ wonim sɛ woayɛ deɛ ɛsɛ sɛ woyɛ a obiara te bi a ɛyɛ nti me agye mo sɛ mo nso mohwehwɛ record of proceedings no bi na mo nso monkan bi na mo nso mohu ne ɛkɔɔ soɔ na atemmuo biara ba na mo nso so mo adwene mu no moahunu sɛ ɛyɛ nokorɛ sɛ ɛnyɛ nokorɛ. We are here to learn and we are here to improve our institutions. And the institutions must grow. We will not allow any intimidation in our cause of justice. Thank you. That's it.
It's 43.
Okay, Obi am fan of the Mafuka. To Obi am fan of the oh, Siro, you know, a big now. Snake at Obi am.
Saga.
I mean,
that were filed or presented by the Attorney General have been cross-examined. So he shouldn't even speak at all. What's your take on this?
Well, it would be a shame if, you know, with all the evidence that, you know, we had collected all the way from 2022 all the way to this time, it would be a cry shame if the prosecution are not able to do a good job. Well, we still would be watching, and it's a place that we really are watching because, again, I'm not a lawyer, but again, if you look at all the evidence that we had, and in terms of the conversations that we have had with, the lawyers and with some of the prosecutors, in terms of the evidence that was available right away from 2022, when he was, caught mining in the Tanonimre Forest Reserve, and also breaching the buffer policy. There was ample evidence. And again, we saw that the Prime Minister for Lands and Natural Resources himself had also done some extra work that had been done. I am confident in the Attorney General. I'm just hoping that the state attorneys that are handling this particular case do a good job. Again, that's why I was telling you that the thing about the whole prosecution thing does not only start with the judges or with a special court. It starts all the way from the evidence that were gathered, the investigators that have been working on this, and then the prosecutors and the way the cases are done. So all of us are watching, and I'm happy the media is also paying attention to it, and so that we ensure that cases like this, we deal with them. But it's not only Chairman Wontumi's case. There are other politically exposed persons whose cases we have not seen. If you take the Professor Frimpong Boateng report, for example, it's replete with a lot of politically exposed persons who are in it. The Attorney General, in the meeting you referred to with the SOs with His Excellency the President, had promised us other investigations that was being done. What is happening to that as well? You know, to be able to deal with this issue of Galamsey, we need to deal with the politically exposed persons who are involved in this. And so that these are issues that we're hoping that will be dealt with. So we are watching, and you know, some of the lawyers who are involved in the coalition and as well, you know, keep on explaining some of these things to us. And we want to ensure that the right thing is that justice has to be served.
Well, I thank you so much for joining us. And matters like this, the burden of proof is on the prosecution. And in criminal cases like this, it must be beyond reasonable doubt. And that's actually what we're getting into right now, because the NPP Ashanti Regional Chair, Engineer Dr. Kanashigbe, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Thank you. He is the convener of the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey. He's a CEO of the Ghana Chamber of Mines as well. So all of those and how things play out in the fight against illegal mining impact on him in both ways. But the Ashanti Regional Chair of the New Patriotic Party, that's Benadetri Boysiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, has been jointly charged, as we do know, with the Akonta Mining Company Limited, his company, and then also that's an artificial person, and then the manager of the Akonta Mining, that's Kwame Entry. This matters of assignment of mineral right without authority, facilitating unlicensed mining operations. Now, what does all of this mean? And this is what we're going to show to you, because and how far we have come with this particular case over the period up until this point. Well, as we do know, the charges were filed. In fact, 6 charges all in total against these 3. That is Benadetri Boysiako, Kwame Entry, the managing director, and then also Akonta Mining as an official person in this regard. These persons were arraigned, and this Kwame Entry, as at the time, was at large. But then Chairman Wontumi pleaded not guilty and granted bail. As we do know, the bail conditions, it took a couple of days or more for him to meet that bail condition. And the trial then proceeded, and the prosecution, the Attorney General, the state for that matter, presented 4 witnesses to testify. And the Chairman Wontumi's lawyers also had the opportunity to cross-examine these witnesses. Essentially, what has happened now is that today, the prosecution, that's the state, has closed its case. And Chairman Wontumi's lawyers say, well, they're filing for a submission of no case. What that essentially means is that his lawyers argue that the minimum evidence or evidential threshold has not been met. After cross-examining these 4 witnesses, say that, look, I mean, there's really nothing for their client to answer. So you should just go ahead with it. So what's going to happen going forward is that the trial judge would have to rule whether or not this particular application will hold. If it doesn't, then the trial proceeds. If it does, what's going to happen is Chairman Wontumi will be acquitted and discharged, because, look, he's essentially going to be a free man, at least for as far as this particular case is concerned. And what then leads us to the Attorney General's own verdict on this. This is going to be the next step. If application is upheld, Chairman Wontumi will be acquitted and discharged. That's going to be a big turning point, because if you hear Engineer Dr. Kanashigbe says, well, there was abundance of evidence even before this trial started, that has to stand the test of the law. In the court of law, the language is evidence beyond reasonable doubt in criminal matters like this. If this application or submission of no case is not upheld, Chairman Wontumi will be ordered to open his defense. And what that means is that these witnesses that he is also going to be presenting will testify and cross-examined. And eventually, the defense will close their case written submissions will be made, and then we would wait for the judgment of the court. So beyond this, we'll get to find out if this case will travel the long haul or the full haul, or it will be truncated at some point. The Attorney General has also, in fact, the Deputy Attorney General, Dr. Justice Edem Sremsai, also posted something on this, what happened today. We're going to get into that in a bit. And this is what he's been talking about regarding what the next steps will be regarding Chairman Wontumi's case. And this is it. He says, this afternoon, our hardworking state attorneys closed the Republic's case against Chairman Wontumi, that's Bernard Bwesiako, and his two co-accused persons, Kwame Enchi, who is at large, and Akonta Mining Limited. The core accusation in the case is that Chairman Wontumi, without ever obtaining the required ministerial approval, gave his mining concession in Samreboy to some people to use for galamsey. We called 4 witnesses in all. Our first witness was one of the galamsey headmen. He was arrested together with other galamseyers in Akonta Mining office on the concession. The headman testified that he, indeed, supervised several persons to conduct galamsey on the concession. Our second witness was the headman's employer. He testified that he had an arrangement with Chairman Wontumi to conduct galamsey on the concession and to reclaim the land. He also testified to how Chairman Wontumi used his political influence to get national security protection for their galamsey activities on the concession. Our third witness, a police detective, tendered in evidence investigative statements, including one in which Chairman Wontumi admitted to giving a part of his Samreboy concession to our second witness, but for purposes of land reclamation only and not for galamsey. He gave no money for the reclamation. Our fourth witness, a mining law and regulation expert, testified that allowing another person to carry out mining activities on a concession requires the minister's approval. He told the court that Akonta Mining did not have an approval to let another person mine or reclaim the concession. Chairman Wontumi's lawyers have told the court that they want to make a submission of no case, as I referenced earlier, which essentially means they will tell the court that the Republic has not brought sufficient evidence to require Chairman Wontumi to even open his mouth to utter a word or defend himself. The lawyers have 14 days within which to make their submission of no case. Our attorneys will oppose the submission of no case the year. Justice Dr. Edem Sremsai, you have it there. You'll find this on his socials. So, and also reproduce on 3news.com. This is Ghana Tonight. Now, coming up next, the Kotoka International Airport renaming debate heats up. A statement, Dr. Nyaho Chamaklo is also weighing in on this particular matter. And in fact, a number of persons as well who have been sharing their thoughts, views, and opinions on it, and what the way forward in their view should be regarding this particular development. And earlier today, the minister in charge of transport also gave some reasons why this has actually become
a very neutral point of view, that Accra is our capital city. It is not anybody's name. If we want to name other monuments or any other national facilities to people, this is the time that we are looking at restructuring them. For the fact that we had a name and it was changed to honor somebody in his role in the 1966 coup, we feel that that history is not what the Ghanaian will want to hear. The fact that it had an original name, and that name was when the first president gave that name to the airport, we should do that, and Kwame Nkrumah himself in his grave will remember, even if the spirit is anywhere and it is coming home, it will get to his original Accra International Airport, no any other name. And so we are not doing this to cause any pain or any harm to anybody. We want to look at the geographical importance, and we want to look at other practices in the world. For instance, we have the Nairobi International Airport. We have the Addis Ababa International Airport. So renaming Accra International Airport is one of the glories we think that we will be doing to our forefathers who fought for independence for us and gave us this rich and